Welcome to the East Ward Update. I'm Durwell Montgomery, Council Member of the East Ward. On today's show, I'll be speaking with Assistant Police Chief Alonzo Thompson. I'll also speak with Ruben Gonzales from Community Business and Development. But first, let me tell you a little bit about what this show really is. This is yet another opportunity for citizens to be updated and engaged about what is happening around them in their community. Sometimes you'll see, as you'll see on today's show, police and individual departments within city government explaining to you exactly what's happening and opportunities that you as citizens can take advantage of, new initiatives that are happening within departments, as well opportunities for you to be engaged if there are rezonings happening in your community and around you, for you to have another opportunity to know exactly what's happening around you and to be engaged. For we as a city government want to make sure that we are open and have every opportunity for you as a community to be engaged and updated on what is happening around you. I'll be back in just a moment with my first guest. Welcome back. I'm joined now by Assistant Police Chief Alonzo Thompson. Chief Thompson, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am presently the Bureau Commander for Field Service in the Winston-Salem Police Department. I oversee the Patrol Division and the Special Operations Division.
All right, so you have a lot of insight, particularly in actual patrols and the concept of community policing.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about community policing and what it means to our police department?
Community policing means that we're all in it together. It's a comprehensive approach to dealing with issues and concerns in the city to help fight crime, reduce the fear of crime, and improve quality of life. And we do this by working in partnership with the community and other stakeholders to address issues and concerns.
So do you do this through working with neighborhood watches, individuals in neighborhoods, or how do actual officers help in that process, and how do citizens actually help in making this community policing operation actually work?
Oh, very good question. The neighborhood watch, neighborhood association, business watch, any type of citizen group or even individuals that are engaged in the community that share in that responsibility, it's really important that we network with them and work with them as police officers as an entirety, whether it's our sworn officers or our non-sworn personnel. We all have the philosophy that we're problem solvers. We believe in that partnership capacity and really coming together as a complete work group to address these issues. So it's extremely important that our officers are assigned to their beats to get to know the people on their beat in a very positive way and interact with them in a positive way to better address issues and concerns in that particular community.
You said something there that sticks out to me that I like to see, and I think community members like to see, and that is that engagement from individual beat officers. The opportunity to engage them in non-enforcement actions where they're not responding to a call, but they just have opportunity to meet their officer in different settings. Is that something that we encourage?
Oh, very much so. We encourage positive interaction, citizen contacts. It's something that we encourage. Foot patrols. As you indicated, it's better when we can meet people in non-confrontational or non-enforcement times to establish that relationship and that rapport that will serve us well down the road.
What do you say to a citizen that has the concern that they don't see an officer in their neighborhood? They don't see an officer drive by. Not the fact that they don't see them get out their cars or interact that way, but they just don't see, a vehicle driving through a patrol. We get those concerns sometimes.
If you should get that type of concern, call me or call the district captain assigned to your area, because we do encourage them to try to have as much accessibility and availability as we possibly can, riding through the neighborhoods and taking the opportunity to get out and walk on occasions. The officers have beats, and we try to shrink the size of the beats to where they're very manageable, but they're still pretty sizable areas to cover. But that is encouraging. If you're not seeing an officer as frequently as you would like, please give me a call or the district captain over that area.
All right, sounds good. Now, in the range of actual officers doing the get out in the car and doing that foot patrol, everything, the walk and talk concept that officers have been doing of lately, what does that mean? What are they doing?
Policing, when you work a beat, it's extremely important that your day involves mobile patrols. You're obviously responding to your calls for service, but in that downtime, if you can get out and engage, as we said, the community or citizens to establish that rapport, that is encouraged. Foot patrol is not it's not unique to any one particular area or group. We encourage all of our officers to engage in foot patrol, to do the citizen contacts, because that is where the difference is made. Some agencies in the past have, and we did too at one point, where we had a specific group of officers that were cops officers or community-oriented policing officers. But we've went away from that, where the entire police department engages. Every beat officer, the non-sworn personnel, we all want to be as available and accessible as we possibly can. So, and that carries over to the beat. That is extremely important, that we get out and take advantage of every opportunity that we can to create those positive interactions.
Well, and so these officers, these beat officers, we've moved to a place where our beat officers are set in that beat for a certain period of time. So one shift on one day is not going to change the next day. You're not going to have a totally different officer 1 week from the next week. We have them set in some type of order for a set period of time, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. Now, we work a 5-4 schedule, but during that 5 days, that same officer is assigned to that same geographical area to provide coverage to the same group of people. They're going their days off, and the second platoon will come in, and again, that'll be that same officer for the next 5 days. And after that period is over, the first officer comes back. The bottom line is that same group of day shift officers will provide service, and there's an evening shift group and then a third shift group, but there is a consistency of assignment.
Right. And so all of these different efforts try to help do exactly what we're talking about, that whole effort of bridging gaps between police department and citizens, and giving opportunity for officers to have great relationships with the police department, but also with citizens having great relations with the police department, correct?
Yes, sir, very much so.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I would say the main components of community policing is definitely the proactive aspect of it. We've gotten away from the reactionary, incident-driven type of policing to go more to a proactive, problem-solving type of policing involving the citizens. Because as I mentioned from the very beginning, we're all in this together. Public safety is the entire community is concerned.
Thank you, Chief Thompson, for being with us today on the show. And we'll be back in just a moment with Ruben Gonzales from the Community and Business Development Office.
Our sewer plants remove 97% of pollutants from our wastewater. That's 5 times better than the state requires. The water we put back in the Yadkin River is actually cleaner than when we take it out. I'm Willette Crosby, a chemist with City County Utilities, and I'm working for you.
I'm back now with Ruben Gonzales from our Community Business and Development Department. Ruben, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Sure, thank you. I'm Ruben Gonzales with the City of Winston-Salem's Community and Business Development Department. I've been with the city in this position about 15 years now. Our specialty is helping small businesses, helping businesses in general in any way we can, from the startup phase to expansion, relocation, anything we can do to increase business development in the city. That's our mission and our goal.
So any individual who's in business or looking to go into business, they can come to your department and for assistance with trying to help find their way through their business?
Yes, the city's got some special resources that are available. In our office, we have a small business liaison, Ken Millett. His job is to help people kind of navigate their way through the inspections process, the zoning process, that type of roadmap that small businesses get to, and big businesses. And we also have a minority and women business enterprise coordinator that's specially designed to help our small businesses develop business ideas and develop their businesses, whether it's brand new business or an expanding business. If we don't have the resources in-house, we also know all our local resources throughout the county, throughout the city, and there's quite a few resources here in Winston-Salem we're able to point people to make sure they get the help that they need to get a business going.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about small businesses because I believe that small businesses help our communities in many ways, and particularly some of our underrepresented communities that do not see a lot of the big box development. Small businesses have the opportunity to help those neighborhoods and communities kind of change the scene, and if you would, of how they see things happening there. For an individual who is working right now today and they have made up in their mind they want to start a business, but they don't have the funds, all the funds, they have maybe a portion of the funds, what can we help them with at the city? They've gone to the bank will only give them so much, but it's not enough to fill the gap of what they want to do. What kind of programs do we have at the city to help with that?
Yeah, sure, Council Member. We have I like to say we have a comprehensive program. The city's been forward thinking about this for many, many years. So we offer the technical assistance to help people if they need that technical assistance, but the council has always put in place other programs for financing as well. So it is possible actually to get some financing from the city to help with the assistance of getting the business open, or like I said, a business expansion. So they can come to us directly for our department, and like if we don't have the resources, like I said, we can find the resources to them. But by and large, if it's a small business opportunity, we can pretty much handle all that that's necessary to get a business up and going, or to get the business pointed in the right direction. We have a small business loan program. It's possible to borrow money straight from the city to help with funding of a startup business. That's something that's unusual in the industry. Most banks, although they're very helpful in a lot of instances, most banks won't do a startup business. So that's the one key piece that we handle within the city that no other lending institution will do. We will do a startup business. So if you have a good business concept, if you already have a business plan already outlined and already done, you can bring that in and talk to one of the staff, and we'll be happy to help you. If you don't have a business plan already gone up, we can help you with that assistance as well. In fact, as you know, the City Council approved a small business competition for business planning that's just started. Have a little bit will come up on the screen on that, but that business plan summaries are due February 15th, and that's a small grant of $5,000 with a possible matching loan of another $5,000, and that's designed to help a would-be entrepreneur get off the ground with a small business. And most small businesses need some funding to sort of get their planning in place, or you get their first business going. So it's designed to assist small businesses with that. So that's just one example of the different programs we have, and we're here to help. As you mentioned, small businesses have a big impact on our local communities, and we want to make sure we do everything we can to help those. So the City Council for many years has had all these programs in place, and they realize, as you know, that small business is the backbone of all our communities. So we're here to help small businesses any way we can.
I think you pointed out a good thing that we're doing in that business plan competition. I think that offers some innovative opportunities for us, that we're doing some little things a little bit different and really enticing people to step forward with some of those ideas, because again, some of those things that keep small business owners or potential small business owners from going forward, a lot of time is that access to capital, that access to startup dollars. And if you can help them with being able to access that, even if it's not all directly through the city, but help and direct them into a place where they can get that technical assistance and also access to the financial assistance that they need, that can help them be that much more successful in going into their businesses. What other type of assistance do you all work with when it comes to looking at underdeveloped areas and being able to work with other departments within the city to see how we can work with these communities to help bring different economic development opportunities? Sure.
As you know, Councilmember Montgomery, you've been out in the lead of this. There's several areas of the greater community that have been identified in the past as needing some extra help, some extra assistance in getting their neighborhoods developed. So we have an area off of New Walkertown Road that you've been instrumental pointing out that really needs some assistance. And in conjunction with the City County Planning Board, they develop a full plan for redevelopment of that community, everything from roads and suggestions for the types of businesses that go in there. Of course, it's a pretty comprehensive planning. There's a lot of zoning factors to consider. There's inspections factors to consider with existing buildings, but that's why it takes so long usually to get these economic development projects off the ground. People always wonder about why does it take so long? Well, there's a lot of oversight and compliance issues that have to be solved, but we're working diligently in many areas. Another area off 3rd and 4th Street area we're also working on. So either through suggestions from the council or suggestions from community leaders, we look at every possibility to bring economic development to neighborhoods. So if we have somebody has a good idea out there, a suggestion of a plan that we can look at, we'll be happy to look at it and see what we can do.
The city has, as you said, have had lots of programs that have helped individual business owners kind of get started and be successful in where they are and what they're doing. From downtown programs that were initiated with trying to help rejuvenate downtown, from restaurant row programs in conjunction with other organizations. And just as you said, with other plans that we're working on now with other community agencies and departments within the city to try to help lay out plans for redevelopment. Another opportunity that we have in the city that we've been working with for several years now, and we refunded a few years ago, is the RUCA program. Can you tell us a little bit about RUCA?
Sure. The RUCA, it's acronym RUCA, stands for Revitalizing Urban Commercial Areas. So again, via the help of the City County Planning Department, we were able to identify 15 areas in the city that were declining commercial areas. To use a characterization, would be a strip area where businesses have been in decline for a long time. Maybe some of the buildings have even been vacant or even boarded up. So the City County Planning Board has identified these 15 areas, and the City Council looked at proposals from each of these areas, and were able to offer assistance to these areas in large part. For instance, the King Plaza area, Walltown Street area, Ogburn Station area, Academy Street off Peters Creek Parkway. These areas were identified in advance, and council approved funding of a variety of amounts for a variety of projects within these areas. Again, the goal of this is to get commercial businesses open in these abandoned areas or underutilized areas, and that rejuvenates these communities and rejuvenates these neighborhoods. So City Council believes it's investment well spent for these areas.
Yeah, you pointed out one that I think it has been very well, and it happens to be in the East Ward and butts right up to the Southeast Ward, but formerly King Plaza, now Southeast Plaza, where they were able to take advantage of the RUCA dollars, but also for community to understand, it was not all city investment, but the majority of investment in that project came from a private owner and private developer who was able to put those dollars in together to move that project forward. And if anybody has been there lately, you can see those dollars hard at work. The shopping center looks almost completely different than it did before, and you see some transitionings happening there, which I believe, and I think council as a whole believes, is going to have a larger impact on that entire area. So those are some programs that are working very well right now in the community, and I think we'll see the impact and larger impact of some of those moving forward, particularly if we can continue to push our small businesses and individuals who want to go into small businesses forward. Is there any other things you would like to share with the community about what it is you all do in the office? Sure.
Councilman Montgomery, you mentioned our downtown area. There's been a lot of development in downtown, but I want everybody to know it's just not downtown. Every program that was utilized to do the development of what's gone on the last 8 or so years downtown, all those programs are available throughout the greater East Winston community, from Ogburn Station down to Walltown Street. So whether it's a small business loan, we also have a building improvement loan that can help property owners to get some assistance to help fix up their properties as well. So a lot of programs are available, and I invite people to go to our website, check out what we have. If you have questions, just give me a call. We'll be happy to guide anybody through the proper resources.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned that point about not being just downtown, because some people do get that concept of thinking that all the investment downtown, although there is a lot of investment downtown, as downtown is the living room, as some would consider, of our whole city. Investments happen all across, and as you said, I've been working and looking at how we can work on development along the Martin Luther King corridor, New Walkertown Road, Old Greensboro Road, and even Walltown and Kernsville Road, and how we can really pull those together. And community has been in support of a lot of that and how we can move forward with that. But really appreciate you for coming out and being here with us. As you stated, they can find out more information on the city's website at cityofws.org, and they can click on the community and business development link to kind of find out a little bit more about what's happening there. So I want to thank you, Ruben, for being here with us, and I would like to thank all of our guests today, Ruben Gonzales, an assistant Police Chief Alonzo Thompson. And remember, you can see this show in its entirety on demand on the city's website at www.cityofws.org. I'm Durwell Montgomery, Council Member of the East Ward. Thank you.